Hello, my name is Hannah Hurdle, and I'm the Library eLearning Specialist here at Ottenheimer Library at UA Little Rock. And today I'm going to be going over the library database World Book Timelines, which is an affordable learning resource for faculty and students. World Book Timelines is a resource which can be used to access and create timelines for various projects on the arts, literature, notable people, science and technology, world history, geography, and more. The database allows users to select an already created timeline, make changes to existing timelines, or create original timelines. This database is supported by the Arkansas State Traveler Project, and this project was made possible in part by the Institute for Museum and Library Science. Now I'm going to take you through the library database World Book Timelines so you can see how to navigate it, view the type of content found there, as well as see what resources are available to assist student learning. So let me share my screen really quick. So you can access this database through the library. So go to ualr.edu/library and go to our databases tab. From there, you can just type in World Book Timelines and access the database. So here we have World Book Timelines homepage, and you can see some of the different subjects that are available. So there's literature, sports and games, arts, world history, etc. So I'm going to go to science and technology. So each category is broken down into subcategories. So we have astronomy, mathematics, physics, scientists, computers, etc. So I'm going to go to chemistry, and then that topic is broken down even more. So we have advances in chemistry, famous chemists, Marie Curie. I'm going to go to chemical elements. And it can take, depending on the size of the timeline and how much content's on it, it can affect how long it takes for the timeline to load. So we can give it a second so that it can load all of the available content. You can see up here in the corner, you have options to share the timeline, you can save it, you can switch the view, which I'll show you in a second. You also, if you want to make a timeline or save changes to the timeline, you can make an account and save all of those timelines there. So here we have the chemical elements timeline, and you can just scroll through by clicking these arrows, and you can also zoom in so you can see a little bit more in detail the different elements on this timeline. So like I said, this timeline has a lot, so it took longer to load. If you want to, again, switch that view, you can switch from the timeline to more of a list view, and you can print this out. I'm going to switch back. So if you want to edit to this specific timeline, you can go up to Chemical Elements button. You can change the background color. You can rename the timeline, add more of a description. You can also add media, so you can upload images or videos and historical maps to the timeline. So I'll just change the background color. You can add an event to a timeline. So you can add an image, add a start end date, a description, again, choose the color of your event, and add media. You can also search events within a specific timeline. So search events button, you can search for particular keywords. I'll search water. So it's giving me different events on the timeline that mention water. Again, you can search by start end date. If I click on one of these, it goes through the different options. So it's pretty straightforward on how to navigate. So let's go back to the home page. I'm just going to click on World Book Timelines. I don't want to save, so I'm not going to save anything. So the Worldbook Timelines tab is how you view existing timelines and how you can edit or add to an existing timeline. To view My Timelines, you need to create an account. So any timelines that you have made in Worldbook Timelines will be able to view here. And then you can also create a brand new timeline. So create a brand new timeline. It's the same as creating an event on a timeline. You can add a description, a title, add media. So it's pretty straightforward and it's all the same. So it's easy. Once you know how to create an event on a timeline, you can create your own timeline, no problem. So they do have, if you go to training and support at the bottom of the screen, you can view help about timelines. So this gives you more of a breakdown of how to create those timelines. They have how-tos, so how to create a timeline, navigate the home page, print out a timeline. So it goes even more in depth than this video does of how you can share it to Google Classroom, save a timeline to OneDrive. So it gives you a bunch of different options. They also have videos on how to do everything. They also have their frequently asked questions. So if you're having any issues about like why can't you save a timeline or why can't students view a timeline, you can get answers to those questions here. And they also have additional resources. There is also on Worldbook Timelines, they have their policies, so they have their terms and conditions of use, licensing, access to the site. So if you have any questions about like copyright and things like that, that's all here on their terms and conditions of use page. So that is, I'll show one more timeline just so you can get an idea of how they look. So we're doing sports, so let's go to boxing. And depending on the subject, they might have more or less timelines. And again, they can take a second to load. So here is the history of modern boxing. And you can also just use on your mouse pad to scroll and make them bigger or smaller. And if you click on one, you can also view the event info and go through the timeline like that. If you want, that's another way to view the timeline, and you can also edit straight from there. So they give you multiple different options on how to view timelines and edit them. So it's a little bit customizable. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Worldbook Timelines truly has so much to offer faculty, students, and course instruction. Not only does it promote the use of affordable learning content, but it also provides students with an alternate way to access course information in a cheaper and more accessible way. If you would like more assistance with finding applicable content on Worldbook Timelines for your courses, or just like more information on locating affordable learning content for your courses in general, please reach out to me at hfhurdle@ualr.edu or any of the other librarians in Student Success at Ottenheimer Library.